Well, let's speak to Adnan Hayajneh, who joins us in the studio now, visiting Professor of Political Science at Qatar University. Adnan, thanks for joining us. So the spokesperson for the Palestinian Authority there saying that this will give the Palestinians new tools in peace talks. Do you think that's the case?
Yeah, I think new tools, if they will be allowed to, I think, to have more recognition, they will be allowed to join other international organizations, United Nations, I think, namely agencies, if they choose to. And I think they got a lot of media attention and recognition, and right now a lot of people are putting the Palestinian issue and that Israeli-Palestinian struggle on the table, and a lot of people are looking at it. But I'm really amazed about the responses from the United States and from Israel of talking about democracy and liberal democracy and all of that, and kind of not letting maybe the Palestinian going to the ICC. Are they afraid of something? This is something I think we have to take into consideration. I think you cannot have double standards when we talk about international organizations and bringing international criminals to these international courts.
Well, I mean, this is the interesting thing, why the Palestinians continue to have such faith in the UN and UN agencies and UN organizations when the UN has done very little to stop, for example, the occupation of Palestinian land.
Well, I think you're right, and I think this is the comparison that's happening in the minds of many Arabs and the Arabs' minds. And I think in comparing Hamas and Hamas' achievement using, I think, abnormal ways of affecting, I think, Israel and the world, and getting exactly what they want by resistance and using resistant means, and by following the steps of international demands. I think by going to the peace process by the Palestinian Authority, and Mahmoud Abbas gave in to the Israelis so many times, and in return he got, I think, nothing. And people will be comparing which approach will achieve the Palestinian aspirations. And I think Hamas will get, I think, more support from the Arab public. And I think where it has, I think, a low support, I think, for the Americans and for Israelis. I think they have to take this into consideration when they vote today against a symbolic, I think, not a real thing that will change the lives of the Palestinians.
Well, I was going to ask, I mean, it is a symbolic victory, but what does it mean for example, Palestinian refugees and their right to return? Does it have any impact on issues like that?
No, I think this is out of the question. I think for Israelis and even for Mahmoud Abbas, and I think he said exactly what he said. Many of the things he said, I think, for public consumption. I think he wants to please the people, the Palestinian people. I think he is in a very isolated, very weak position, and I think the Israeli ambassador, he is right, and in a way, and I think he said implicitly that Abbas does not represent the Palestinian people. He cannot go to Gaza. He cannot go and talk to the people over there. So he's not speaking of the Palestinian people, on behalf of them. So Mahmoud Abbas trying to get something, at least some public support, at least some harsh words toward Israel, and talking about Resolution 194 and the right of return. But this is, I think, one of the 5 main issues that need to be discussed in negotiations, and 20 years after the Oslo, I think we're still in the same place.